Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina from beautiful Venezuela. Welcome to the live stream. This is the go-to place for free information on how to process a K1 visa, how to adjust your status on your green card, how to process a B2 tourist visa, how to apply for a spousal visa. And I do the live stream 3 times a week, kicking off around 6 p.m. Central Time US, sometimes a few minutes early. And today we started a few minutes early. I think like 6 minutes early, actually, but that's okay. That's no problem, right? More time to hang out with us and learn more stuff. And this YouTube channel is saving you guys thousands and thousands of dollars in immigration fees, right? If you watch all the videos I've made for you guys, you will know how to do a K1 visa without paying an immigration attorney. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice, zero legal advice. I don't work for the State Department. I don't work for the U.S. government, okay? But I got 9 years of experience in doing this, and I do it gladly to help you so you can get to process your K1 visa for no cost. Sharon Denise Persikian, hola, Mr. and Mrs. Ross. What's going on, Sharon? How are you? Glad to see you. Today's a great day. It's Saturday. It's 76 degrees and sunny out here in the panhandle of Florida, northern Florida. Very nice day. And we got Harold A. checking in. Hello from Sacramento, California. What's going on, Harold, in Sacramento? How's everything in California? Hope everything is good. And I was just watching on the news that the government of California, they want to raise. They want to bill you on your electric bill, not on how much electricity you use, but on how much money you make. So communism continues in California, ladies and gentlemen. Harold A., the weather's nice. Well, that's about all. That's good, because that's all I can say good about California, other than the people. David Petch, hey Diego and Karina, my fiance just submitted her DS-160 to Hong Kong, waiting patiently for the next step. Now, David, if your beneficiary, okay, lives in Hong Kong, you got to get a police certificate from Hong Kong, and it's not a quick process. I made a video on how to get a police certificate from Hong Kong, but your beneficiary needs to go in person to the police department in Hong Kong and pay for the police certificate, bring her her NOA-2 letter. She has to prove that she's in a K1 visa process, okay, and get that police certificate started. You got to get it started because it takes time. This is Hong Kong. You got to go in person and pay for it's not free either. You got to pay for it. David Petch, yes, it's in process. Very good. Glad to hear that. Ryan Redwood, present. Ryan, present. We're present too. Sharon Denise Persikian, I'm good. Just waiting for March 30th. It'll be here to get here so I can finally pick up my fiance at the airport. That's what, 2 weeks. It's less than, what, about 2 weeks? That's no big deal. Next week, we're going to New Orleans. Karina, we got a letter from immigration, and they scheduled Karina's biometrics in New Orleans. So we get to go on a road trip, right? We're going to drive from Florida to Louisiana for a 5-minute biometrics. So we got to drive all that way for 5 minutes. But Karina gets to see Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Ruben Torres, hi Diego from Naples, Florida, right? I'd like to know if the adjustment of status has to be filed in Adobe Reader. No, the adjustment of status, you go online, you go to uscis.gov/forms, you find USCIS form 485, you fill it out on your computer, and then you print it, and then whatever you can't fill out on your computer, you can use a black ink pen, okay, to fill out the parts you can't fill out on the computer, and then you put it in your green card application in an envelope or however you're going to send it to immigration with your supporting documents. You just print it off your computer, okay? Why? Ruben Torres, they sent everything back to us with no explanation. Who sent everything back to you for what? USIS sent everything back to you on your green card application? Is that what happened? Well, and then did you pay the correct fee? If you don't pay the right fee, they're going to send it back because you didn't pay the right fee. Did you pay $1,225 for the green card and for the biometrics? What happened? They got to explain to you what you did wrong. I mean, I'm thinking it was that you didn't fill out the check properly, something like that. You know, that's the only reason I can think of. And I don't know why you don't fill out the green card application in Adobe. You just fill out on your computer and just print it, and then sign the original, and you send it to immigration. Sharon Denise Persikian, road trips are nice and relaxing. We're going to take a slow drive to Louisiana. We're going to go through Mobile, Alabama, etc. Ruben Torres, they sent everything back saying that the paperwork wasn't filled out properly. I forgot to mention she is having a problem getting a cinema in the Philippines. Now, let me ask you this. How can you apply for the green card if your beneficiary is still in the Philippines and hasn't got her cinema? Yeah, you can't. I mean, is she in the United States? She can't leave the Philippines without the cinema, right? The CFA, what is it? The CFO. So where are you at? What do you mean all your paperwork was sent back to you, not filled out properly? Where are you in the process? Oh, it's a different person. Okay, so Ruben, Miss Karina, my technical expert, told me Ruben got everything sent back, and David said he's trying to get the cinema. Okay, Ruben, the paperwork wasn't filled out properly. The 485 was incorrectly filled out. Probably the I-864 wasn't filled out properly, and you got to redo it and resend it. Okay, watch the videos I've made on how to fill out the P485, the adjustment of status paperwork. Watch the video I made on how to fill out the affidavit of support, the I-864. You know, did they circle anything on the paper when they sent everything back to you? Did they circle anything where your mistakes were? Did they identify where you made your errors? I mean, this paperwork's not difficult, okay? Ruben, it's not difficult. It's easy. So you just made a mistake somewhere. Okay, that's why you got to check before you mail it. You got to check the paperwork carefully 4 or 5 times. And David is saying you're having trouble getting a cinema appointment. So the appointment, you're having difficulty getting the CFO appointment in the Philippines. My advice is you got to have it. Okay? If you can't get it in Manila, get it in Cebu. Try a different office. If you have to fly your beneficiary, I don't know where she lives in the Philippines. Does she live in central Philippines? Go to Cebu for the CFO interview, or go to Manila. Find out where you can go, where there's space available. And Ruben, you got to redo your paperwork. They didn't deny your green card. You just got to redo it. Okay, and you don't fill out on Adobe Reader. You fill out on your computer and you print it. David Pett, she lives in Hong Kong. Oh, Hong Kong. You got to have a cinema. Okay, is she a Filipino living in Hong Kong? Is your beneficiary a Filipino living in Hong Kong? I think that's what's happening right here, right? Yeah, okay. So if you have a Filipino living in Hong Kong, she's got to get a police certificate from the Philippines, a police certificate from Hong Kong, and a CFO interview in the Philippines in order for her to leave the Philippines because she's a Filipino citizen. So you just got to look for an appointment either in Manila or in Cebu. I believe there's 2 places that you can get the CFO. Walid Salah. Hello, Diego. My case was ready 3 days ago in the U.S. Embassy in Egypt, but I didn't receive any emails from the embassy yet. Oh, you will. Congratulations, Walid. I have been to Egypt 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been to Egypt 4 times. 1990, 1991, 1992, 1993. Beautiful country. I went to the pyramids. I went inside the pyramids. I saw the Sphinx. I walked around Alexandria and I ate a bunch of street food. and had a great time. Beautiful country. Went to the museum where Tutankhamun is located, and saw Tutankhamun's gold. It was beautiful. David Patch, look at that super chat. Ooh, high five. Okay, David gets a Mountain Dew salute for that super chat. You're helping me with the gas money to New Orleans, because we got to drive to New Orleans next week. Man, that's a long drive. But like Denise said, it's going to be a nice, relaxing drive. We'll stop in Mobile. We're going to eat Hardee's breakfast in Mobile, and we'll just drive to New Orleans. We'll spend the night in New Orleans, and I'll show Karina around New Orleans, and then go to the biometrics in the morning, and then we're going to come home. A Mountain Dew salute to David for that super chat. Thank you. We appreciate that. Let me see, David. Yeah, David, you understand what I said, right? You understand what I said? She lives in Hong Kong. She's a Filipino. You got to get a Filipino. You got to get a police certificate from the Philippines, the police certificate from Hong Kong, which gets mailed to the embassy. Now, I don't know which embassy she's going to have her K-1 visa interview at. Is it in the Philippines or is it in Hong Kong? Where's she going to have her interview? Because wherever she has her interview, that's where the Hong Kong Police Department will mail the police certificate. And then you can schedule the CFO either in Cebu or in Manila. It may cost you some extra cash flying her back to those places, but it's worth it. Let me see here. Sharon Denise Persikian. Will we need any of the documents from the visa application for the adjustment of status? Yeah, you're going to need your last tax return, your last tax transcript, your last W-2, your last 1099. Now, what I did was I filed my taxes in January of 2023, on January 2024. I filed my taxes early so I could include that tax return in my green card application, in Karina's green card application. Normally, I file my taxes in April, at the 15th of April, at 4 p.m., 2 minutes before the post office closes, because I don't like giving the U.S. government my hard-earned money. Now it's our hard-earned money. I don't like giving the government our money because they waste it. You know, what do they spend the money on? They just blow it. We're $33 trillion in debt, and they still can't put a budget together. And I got to pay, and I still have to pay taxes to these idiots in Congress. It's insane, guys. But with that said, I filed my taxes in January for 2022. So I included my tax return for 2023. Okay. But you don't have to do that. I mean, I did it, but you don't have to. You can file your 2022 tax return with your green card application before April, as long as you can do it before April 15th. Let me see. So, Chen, did that answer your question? You're going to need to include in the green card application your marriage life certificate, your last tax return, tax transcripts, W-2s, 1099s, 12 months worth of bank statements. Include that. Highlight the deposits. Basically, you're putting together a K-1 visa package all over again, but this time it's for the green card. Okay, and you got to add more stuff like pictures from the wedding, pictures from the honeymoon, your affidavit of support, I-864, your medical exam, the 693 vaccination document, and the 485. Got it? Just do that. April Flower, hi Diego. For the welcome call, will my K-1 visa information be disclosed to other group members who are sponsoring with me through the welcome call? No, your K-1 visa information is totally protected information. David Patch, thank you so much. David, we're here for you. David, we're here for you. That's why we're here. I'm the go-to guy, right? For K-1 visas, and you don't have to pay an immigration attorney $4,000. Claire and Madsen vlogs. My RFE was accepted and our visa was approved. Now to take the medical exam and interview in Rio de Janeiro. So you're in Brazil. They said the exams are 1 to 4 days. Is this normal? Perfectly normal. How can we ace the interview? You cannot ace the interview. There's no such thing as a 100% passing score on a K-1 visa interview. You either get approved or you don't get approved. But you're going to get approved because you're on this channel and I'm going to help you through it. Dress business casual. Relax at the interview. If you don't know the answer to a question, say, I don't know the answer to the question. Don't make up some story, because immigration, they don't like that. If you don't know the answer to a question, you say, I don't know the answer to that question, I'm sorry. And then shut your mouth and wait for the next question. Okay? But it's easy. It's an easy process. You just got to be relaxed. Denise Jefferson, hello, Diego and Karina. Is it true that our SEAC status should change from application received to approved before their visa eventually changes to issued? Which agency is making these updates? Let me tell you the secret, Denise Jefferson, to SEAC. All you're going to do is wait for issued status. Everything else is irrelevant. When you get the issued status, or when you're a beneficiary, when he gets the issued status, then he can go pick up his passport and his K1 visa, unless you set up a specific place where they're going to mail it to you. But just disregard everything. When I was in Colombia with Karina, I didn't worry about the SEAC account. And Karina said, hey, check the status on the SEAC. I said, oh, okay. So I went in my phone. I checked the status in SEAC. It said issued. So I told Karina, hey, it's been issued. So that next day, we got up early, jumped on the bus, and went and picked up her passport and her K1 visa. Just wait for the issued status. All right? And Claire and Madsen vlogs. If you don't know, just relax on the K1 visa interview. Rio de Janeiro is pretty laid back. You can do this. Just dress business casual. Make sure you got all your police certificates. Make sure you filled out the form for the letter of singleness. You got to sign it in front of the immigration officer in Rio de Janeiro. It's the only country in the world that asks for that. So that you have to sign it in front of the immigration officer. But you're on this channel, and I know the answers to most everything. David Petch, I understand interview is in Hong Kong. Okay, great. So the visa interview's in Hong Kong. She's going to have to go. She goes to the visa interview first in Hong Kong. David Petch, listen to me. She goes to the visa interview in Hong Kong first. Then you get her Filipino passport with her K1 visa, put in the kit. Then she has to fly to the Philippines and go to the CFO interview so she can leave and then she's going to fly from the Philippines to the United States. That's how it's going to work because she's Filipino. All right? Unless you can use the CFO from the last time she got a CFO because she left the Philippines to go work in Hong Kong. Maybe you could use that certificate. But, it's just an idea, right? And Denise Jefferson, hang in there. Just look. All you got to do, Denise, is wait for issued status. Everything else is irrelevant. Just wait for issued status. Lo siento, mi amor. I blocked Karina's face with my hand. Just wait for issued, Denise. Annie Persard. Hi, Mr. Diego and beautiful Karina. Good night. How are you guys? Hope all is well. We're good. We had a good day today. I made a video on a cover sheet. A lot of people were asking me, do I have to put a cover sheet with my K1 visa application? No, you don't, but I recommend you do. So I made a video. Boom. And Denise Persikian, let me see here. I don't want to miss anybody. Sharon, Denise Persikian, our wedding date is April 24th, so I will file in the next few weeks. Okay, good deal. Very good. Very good, Sharon. Bud Garcia, hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. Now, Washington State, I've been to Washington State. It was in it was in 2001, 2002, 2001. I was getting ready to retire from the Navy, and I was in New Mexico, and it rained every day. I was there every day. It was July of 2001. It rained every day. Unbelievable. Ro Figueroa, saludos Diego and Karina from Puerto Rico. Oh. Salute to Puerto Rico. High five, Puerto Rico. And Ro Figueroa and your family and all your friends in beautiful Puerto Rico. Bud Garcia, I have a question on my K1 FTP. That's your welcome letter from the MVC. Is an immigrant number. Is that going to be a problem? No, because it's an immigrant visa. It's a non-immigrant visa at the embassy, but it's an immigrant visa in the United States. It's kind of complicated. I'll try to undercomplicate it for you, but just relax. You're good. I'm not going to get into the details, the technical details, but you're good, okay? Denise Jefferson, thanks, Diego. How long did it take to reflect issued after getting approved? It took 2 days. Dos días. Took 2 days. Denise, it was 2 days. Tina, hello, Diego and Karina from California. Hello, Tina. Oh, pardon me. I've been drinking Mountain Dew. It's right here. Tina, you're still in California. That's good. When you get everything sorted out with your lease agreements and everything else, and you get all figured out, get the heck out of California. Get out of there. Get out of there. They're insane. Now they're trying to jack up your electric bill on how much money you make, not on how much you use. That's like Karl Marx 101 right there. Juan Carlos Parra. Hello, Diego, Karina, and Tokyo. Tokyo. Yeah, you didn't forget Tokyo the cat from Fort Lauderdale. Now, Karina's been to Fort Lauderdale. We drove from Miami. We went up the East Coast, and I said, look, Karina, this is Fort Lauderdale. We didn't stop, but we passed it. Our I-485 package has been received in Chicago. Very good. How far along are you guys with your adjustment of status? What is the turnaround time? Well, let me explain. On February 29th, 2024, Karina mailed our green card application, her adjustment of status paperwork. She mailed it to Chicago. 5 days later, it arrived. 4 or 5 days. I didn't send it. We didn't mail it special delivery overnight because I know that immigration was going to sit on it for a couple of days when they got it. So I didn't send it overnight. I didn't spend $100 million to send it in 24 hours. It was just normal processing. They received it. 5 days later, they got it. 3 days later or 2 days later, I got a text message from Chicago that they received it. And then it was about 10 days later, we got the letters for her employment authorization document and notification that they're processing her green card. So that was quick. So where are we at in the process? Well, next week we go to New Orleans, Louisiana for Karina's. We drive across 4 states so Karina can have her 5-minute biometrics interview. 5 minutes, boom, boom, and then that's it. And then they say, thank you very much. And we're like, we live in Florida. We got to go to Louisiana to do that. But not everybody has to do that in Louisiana. Okay, this is just for people that live in Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, I think. Those people. So Tina's in California. Juan Carlos Parra. Hello, Diego and Karina and Tokyo. Yep, Tokyo's doing good. And that's where we are in the green card application. We got the biometrics next week, and then we just kick back and wait for whatever they're going to say, But it's going to get approved. I mean, I'm not worried about it. Then I'm pretty sure they'll just mail the green card to Karina. I don't think we have to have a second interview. If we do, okay, no problem. But I don't think we do. K Messenger. Hola, Karina and Diego. ¿Cómo está ustedes? Greetings from Mexico. K Messenger. In the city I can't pronounce. Tiacaca. What is it? Texlaca. Is that what it is? Karina's from Venezuela. Even she can't pronounce it. We are heading to our medical on Tuesday. Just chilling here. How goes the driving lessons? Karina, aprender rápido, mucho aprender en conducir. Karina muy inteligente, es aprender rápido. She's good. She's learning to drive 4 hours a week, right? Let me see, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours a month, right? She's good. Bud Garcia, because when I get on SEAC, it says it is an immigrant number. Don't worry about it. Stay out of there. Just stay out of there. All you're waiting for from SEAC is issues. That's all you're waiting on. Well, right now you got to schedule the visa interview, right? That's what you got to do. You got to schedule the visa interview. And I believe your beneficiary is in Thailand. So it's easy, bud. You can do this. I'll help you. I'll help you through it. Just disregard. Don't start overthinking this, okay? Don't overthink it. You're going to get a headache. Amin Shigo. Hello, how are you? I wish you long life, health, and well-being. Well, we wish you also the same things, Amin. How long did it take for your visa to arrive? Okay, well, We got the visa interview. I scheduled the visa interview for November 16th, 2023. Okay, Karina went to her visa interview. She got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. She was third in line, did her visa interview. She passed the visa interview. They approved her visa, but they asked her for an Interpol police certificate, which took another 4 weeks, I think it was, cuatro semanas. Another about 4 weeks. We got that. I uploaded it to the embassy, and then 2 days later, she got the issued status, and then we picked up her K1 visa from Bogota. And then we flew to the United States from Bogota to Miami on January 3rd. So we celebrated New Year's in Bogota, Colombia, which means I didn't get any sleep on December 31st because they like to fire off about $50 million worth of fireworks. And the fireworks go all night. So I just didn't get any sleep. I mean, I'm looking out of the window of our apartment in Bogota, and it was beautiful. I made some videos. Maybe I'll make a video of it. It was beautiful. I didn't get any sleep. And then January 3rd, I slipped on the plane to catch up on the sleep. I couldn't sleep because of the fireworks. And then we arrived in Miami. We jumped in an SUV. I rented an SUV, and we drove here, which took about 10 hours. So Karina has explored basically all of Florida, but from the passenger seat of an SUV. Bud Garcia, if something happens to someone in my fiance's family, will she be able to go back to Thailand on a green card? Yes, she can. Most definitely. David Petch, I wish my fiance was with me so we could meet y'all when you come to New Orleans. I am close. I live in Thibodaux. I know where that's at. Thibodaux in Louisiana, in the parish. Yeah, I know where you're at. But it's okay. Relax, David. Just focus on getting your beneficiary, getting your beautiful soon-to-be wife in the United States. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about meeting us. Just focus on getting your green card, your K1 visa first, and you'll get it. You can do this. David Petch, I have complete faith in everything. You can do this. Larry Piercy, did they send you paperwork for biometrics today? Karina got yesterday or today. Yesterday she got a letter in the mail with her. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? She got a letter with her biometrics scheduled. Immigration called New Orleans, scheduled Karina's biometrics for her. When I was in the United States, I had to schedule Karina's biometrics for the embassy interview. In the United States of America, when I paid for the green card and paid for the biometrics, they scheduled the interview for Karina. We got a letter. Karina, welcome to the United States. Your biometrics interview is scheduled for this day at 11 a.m. in the morning in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is in central New Orleans. So I'll make some B-roll video, take a bunch of pictures, and we'll get a picture of Karina standing in front of all the signs. Welcome to Alabama. Welcome to Mississippi. Welcome to Louisiana. So Larry, yes, we got it. We got the letters. And then Karina today got her work permit letter saying your work permit authorization is in process. So we're just waiting on her work. She's going to get a work permit. When she gets her work permit, we're going to go down to the Social Security Administration, and we're going to update her Social Security number from 90 days to indefinite. And then change her name to my last name and get a new Social Security card. Tina, yes, Diego, you still remember? Absolutely, I remember, Tina. We are still planning to relocate out of California once we can settle my husband's papers. God willing. You got this, Tina. Once you get all the paperwork figured out with immigration, once you sort it all out, get it all done, squared away, then get the heck out of California. Don't stay there. It's crazy. They're crazy there. The government, not the people. The people are fantastic. The government, I don't know why you keep electing these idiots into the state legislature. I mean, I think they went to Karl Marx School of Communism. That's just my opinion. Let me see. Bud Garcia, I have to wait till I get my packet 3, packet 4. That's correct. Tom F., my fiance had her visa approved in Bogota. Yay! On Wednesday. Mercoles. On Wednesday. Okay. Email today saying, come pick up our passport on Tuesday. Well, how about that? Very good, Tom F. Congratulations. That's awesome. I know Bogota like the back of my hand. I lived there for almost 3 years, back and forth. I can tell you where all the best restaurants are. Let me see. Good job, Tom. Larry Piercy, why should Bud stay out of SEAC? Because all you're waiting for is the SEAC, okay, is irrelevant right now to Bud. It's irrelevant. He's waiting on the K1. He's waiting on his K1 FTP letter so he can schedule the visa interview. Okay, that's what he's going to do. He can't. It's nothing he can do until he's scheduled the visa interview, paid the visa fee. That's what he's waiting on. Got to wait for the email. That's got nothing to do with SEAC. He's waiting on an embassy email. That's what he's waiting on. Sharon Denise Persikian, our SEAC still says refused. Don't worry about it. Ignore that. It will change to approved once they receive the passport. Yes, Sharon, don't just ignore that. It doesn't. Your visa's approved. You're good. Don't worry about that. Bud Garcia, I emailed the embassy in Thailand and still have not got a response yet. Give him time. Denise Jefferson, Diego, rumor has it that my fiance might need to show a credit card for his ticket with Delta Airlines. I will be paying for the ticket here, so it's not possible. Best way to purchase. Well, what I did was I flew to Colombia. I was in Colombia with Karina for 3.5 months, and I went downtown El Dorado Airport in Bogota, and I used my credit card and paid for Karina's plane ticket to Bogota to Miami. I was in Colombia. So he has to show a credit card for his plane ticket with Delta Airlines. So you can't book it online. I couldn't book it online for Karina in our apartment in Bogota. I had to physically hand carry my credit card to El Dorado Airport and go in front of an agent at Avianca Airlines to pay for the plane ticket. It might be the same thing with Delta. Okay, but I don't know. He's gonna need a credit card. Maybe. I mean, unless they accept cash, can he pay cash for his plane ticket? Can you mail him like cash and he pays cash? Avianca would take cash all day long. They took cash. They took my credit card. They took pesos, Colombian pesos. See if he can find out if he can pay cash for his plane ticket. And then I thought that was the cat. Then he can pay for the plane ticket in cash. Just wire him the money through Western Union. That's just an idea. It's just an idea, Denise. I don't know. That's what I would do. Try and pay cash for it. Bud Garcia, I'm trying to go fast or not. Larry's probably talking about for the interview. Don't worry about SEAC right now, Bud Garcia. Forget about SEAC. You're just waiting on your email from Thailand, the embassy, U.S. Embassy in Thailand, so you can schedule the interview, pay the visa fee, schedule the biometrics. That's all you got to worry about right now. The rest don't worry. Just disregard it. Okay. Larry Piercy, can you go over the other biometrics appointment? Let me explain the biometrics. This is for Colombia. Okay. I got the K1 FTP email from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. They said, go ahead and pay the visa fee and schedule the visa interview. I went into the different links. I paid the visa fee with my credit card. They snatched the $265 out of my wallet quicker than whatever, right? Then I opened up a page for me where I scheduled the biometrics and I scheduled the visa interview for Karina in Bogota, Colombia. All right. In the United States of America, I paid for the green card and the biometrics in a check, one check for $1,225. Karina paid for her own green card application. She mailed it on her credit card to Chicago. Okay. Then they scheduled the biometrics for Karina, okay, in New Orleans. So I scheduled the biometrics for Karina in Bogota during the K1 process. The immigration gurus in Chicago scheduled the biometrics for Karina in New Orleans, not me. That's how it works. You got it? Larry, does that clear it up for you? Tom F., thank you. No problem, Tom. Now, my dad is Sir, okay? My dad is 85 years old. He works 6 days a week. He married a lady from Thailand. He's got a 25-year-old son who lives in Chiang Mai. He's Sir. I'm Diego. Katie Black, I was in Dumaguete, Philippines this past few years, and they do the same there. Very loud fireworks all day and all night. Dumaguete, right? That's in central, eastern Philippines, right? It's the central eastern part of the Philippines. Very beautiful part of the Philippines. Very nice and warm. Very nice people, and beautiful. You can rent an apartment there real cheap. Bud Garcia, I have that. I got that on the 12th of this month. Okay. So did you pay your visa fee? Have you done that, Bud Garcia? Have you paid your visa fee? Did they send you links on how to schedule the interview, pay the visa fee and all that? The Last Good Man in Jersey. I like that name. The Last Good Man in Jersey. Now, is that the island of Jersey or is that New Jersey? I want to bring a Filipina to America, but I don't want to do the K-1 visa because 90 days seems too soon to make a decision. Is the tourist visa really impossible to get? No. But don't get married on a tourist visa. Why don't you go to the Philippines and go hang out with your beneficiary for 2 or 3 months and see if everything's working out for you? You go to the Philippines. A U.S. passport is more powerful than a Filipino passport. Okay? I'm not bashing the Philippines. I love our friends in the Philippines. We love them. My friend lives in Dumaguete. He married a Filipina. He lives in Dumaguete on the beach. He didn't want to go through this K-1 spousal visa process because it was too stressful. So he went to the Philippines. He married a Filipina, and they have a little baby on the way. And he lives in Dumaguete. Go to the Philippines, okay? Last Good Man in Jersey. Go to the Philippines. Go live with her for a month or 2 months. Keep all your evidence of your trip and see how it works out. Forget about the tourist visa for her. Forget about it. It's a pain to get. Okay? It's very difficult to get for a Filipina to get a tourist visa. It's hard to get. Courtney Johnson. Hi, Diego. What's going on, Courtney? How is everything? And Sharon's talking to Denise. Use Turkish Airlines. There you go. Use Turkish. I don't like Delta Airlines. I don't like Delta Airlines. I'm not saying that. I'm not. The employees are great. I'm sure the people are fine. The company's good. But they keep, when I fly Delta, I'm either late. They can't find a pilot. They can't find a flight crew. They got mechanical problems. The plane's always breaking down. And I got to get off this plane, get on another plane. I don't fly Delta. I fly either Avianca or American Airlines. That's it. I mean, Delta Airlines, what does Delta stand for? Doesn't even leave the airport, right? Delta doesn't even leave the airport. Stay out away from Delta Airlines. Go American, fly American or Turkish Airlines. Courtney Johnson. Hi, Karina. Courtney says hello. Hola, Karina. Hi, Courtney. Say hi to Courtney.
Hello.
In inglés.
Hello.
Bien. Okay, let me see here. Yo te lo cuento. Hi, Diego and Karina. Great that you are going to have the biometrics. Karina's green card is at the corner. Yes, right down the street. It's like we're in the end zone, right? We're at the end zone. Boom, we're at the end zone. It only took 2 years, but that's okay. Time is time, right? Be patient. The secret to a K-1 visa or a spousal visa is patience. Patience. And don't stress it. Now, where's Francois Livingston? Francois needs my help on an RFE. She got an RFE. She needs my help. Where are you, Francois? I asked you to email me the RFE so I can read it, so I can fix it, so I can help you fix it. Don't pay an immigration attorney thousands of dollars. Let me see the RFE and I'll help you with it. Okay, but you got to send it to me or else I can't help you. Francois, where are you? The Last Good Man in January. Wait a second. No. Tom F. We will be landing in Dallas, Texas. Could you take a moment to tell me your experience of the Miami port of entry? It was easy. Did you go through the U.S. citizen line? Most definitely. Was there a secondary interview? What questions did they ask? They asked our cat Tokyo and me the most questions. Karina, she sat down in a chair. The Border Patrol officer said, okay, Karina, come up to my counter in Spanish. He spoke fluent Spanish. She went up to the counter. He said, let me have your green card, your K1 visa package and your passport. She gave him everything. He took it out of he opened up the K1 visa package. And then he said, welcome to America. He filled out the I-94, stamped it in her passport, and gave her back her passport. That's what happened. And he said, welcome to the United States. Then they asked me questions. Why have I got this other paperwork in this K1 visa? I said, I don't know. Well, you had a K1, you went through a K1 visa 8-9 years ago, and now they're adding this paperwork to this K1 visa. I said, well, throw it away. Put it in the shredder. They messed up in Bogota. He said, that's what I figured. So I got more questions than Karina. And then as we were leaving the office with the Border Patrol in Miami, the lady stopped us and said, oh, you got a cat. I said, yeah, we got a cat. You are very observant. Where's his papers? I said, listen, lady, our cat Tokyo is Colombian. He doesn't speak English. If you got any questions for Tokyo, you need to ask him in Spanish. She went, are you serious? I said, I'm serious. Here's our cat. Now remember, Tokyo, our cat, just got cleared by the Border Patrol in the office with the interview. He just got cleared, permission to enter the United States. They checked his vaccination paperwork. They checked his physical. They checked everything. He was perfectly good to go. And then this other lady, she had to be Mr. I'm in charge here. And she stopped us as we were leaving. She goes, you got a cat? I said, yeah, his name's Tokyo. I said, you got questions for our cat? You got to ask him in Spanish. I was being sarcastic. And Karina was trying not to laugh because she kind of understood what I was saying. And then the lady was like, well, do you have vaccination documents for the cat? I said, ask him. Don't ask me, ask the cat. And then Karina couldn't handle it anymore. So she took out the vaccination cards and gave it to this dictator of a Border Patrol officer. And she looked at it, but she didn't read it. And she said, okay, you can let your cat in. I said, well, thank you very much. But Tokyo was already cleared by 3 Border Patrol officers in that room. Why are you giving him a hard time? And she just ignored me. And then she walked away, you know. Sharon Denise Persekian. Look, a Mountain Dew salute. Look at that super chat. Denise, thank you. You're helping us with our gas money to New Orleans because next week we got to drive to New Orleans for biometrics. And, it's all good. It's all good. So we give Sharon Denise Persekian a Mountain Dew salute. We definitely appreciate that. Let me see here. Karina's taking over the computer for me because she knows what questions I missed. Miami Port of Entry didn't ask Karina any questions. They asked me 2 questions, and then the dictator of the Border Patrol, she thought she was running the whole airport. She gave Tokyo a hard time, but here we are. And the last good man in New Jersey is in New Jersey. All right, New Jersey. I've been to New Jersey. I've been to Elizabeth, New Jersey. I've been to Newark, New Jersey. Bud Garcia, no, I have not got the packet 3, packet 4. And when I get that, what will I do? I will do. When I get that, I will do that. That's right, Bud Garcia. So stay out of SEAC and just wait for that. That's all you got to do right now. That's your goal in life. Your mission is to wait for that. Denise is talking to Sharon. Did he experience any issues on his end? Has he traveled to you already? Will you meet him there? I can't afford that at this juncture. Denise Jefferson, my recommendation is see if you can buy his plane ticket via Turkish Airlines. Forget Delta Airlines, okay? Forget Delta. I mean, he's lucky if the plane even takes off on time. Check out Turkish Airlines and see if they will accept cash for the plane ticket. Wire him some cash. Find out how much a one-way plane ticket is from. Where is he at? He's in Abu Dhabi, right? Where is he at? No, Nigeria. So find out how much is a one-way ticket from Nigeria, Lagos, to the United States on Turkish Airlines. and send him the money, Western Union, plus 10 or 15%. So he's got extra cash for, for incidentals. The last good man in Jersey. I visited the Philippines, but I can't relocate yet because of family commitments in the United States. So I'm trying to find a workaround. It's very difficult for a Filipino to get a tourist visa to enter the United States. Number one, they got to have at least $10,000 to $15,000 in cash in their Filipino bank account. Number two, they got to own land or a property or real estate in the Philippines. Number three, they got to have strong family ties. You meet those three requirements, then you're going to be looked at for a B2. And even then, you could be denied a tourist visa. So the last good man in Jersey, my recommendation is you go to the Philippines and spend a month there. 30 days. See what happens. That's my opinion. Courtney Johnson, question. I submitted my I-130 online on February 2nd for my husband from the United Kingdom. How long do we wait for the next step? So you're talking an I-130 online. So you're on a spousal visa. This is going to be a IR1. So how long do we wait for the next step? It should take about a month, even less than that. It shouldn't take long. You're on an IR1, right? Or a CR1. What kind of spousal visa are you in? Because if you filed an I-130 online, then you're in a spousal visa. February 2nd, it should take about a month. You should have heard something already. Send an inquiry to them. That's what I would do. Sharon Denise Persikian is talking to Denise Jefferson. He will come March 30th. Other people in the Turkey group on WhatsApp have used Turkish Airlines and everything has gone smoothly. Very good. Denise, use Turkish Airlines and see if you can pay cash or see if you can buy the plane ticket online with your credit card. Bud Garcia, how much longer do you think it will take? All this waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Another 4 weeks, Bud, 4 to 6 weeks. Not much longer, Bud. Denise Jeffson to Sharon Persekian, thank you and congratulations. This experience is not for the faint of heart. And Denise, you are absolutely 150% right. It's not easy to do this. It's difficult. Immigration make this as hard as possible. Why do they make it as hard as possible? Because they want to get rid of all the fraudsters. All right? They want to get rid of all the fraudsters. A fraudster's not going to want to go through this nightmare. A real relationship that's strong will go through this nightmare. They will. We did it. Karina's right here. It took 22 months. And now next week we're going to New Orleans on a road trip for her biometrics. She's never been anywhere above the, she's driven the length of Florida, the north and that south to north and north to east, or south to north to west. She knows that she's been to all these different counties in Florida. Now she's going to get to visit Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. How exciting can that be? And Courtney Johnson, you should have heard something back on your I-130 already. Send an inquiry. See what's going on. Sharon's talking to Denise, Turkish Airlines. Use Turkish Airlines. She uses Turkish Airlines, and it's a straight flight, and they feed you really good. I really love Turkish Airlines. It sounds like Sharon likes Turkish Airlines just as much as I like Avianca. When I flew Avianca, I've flown Avianca and American Airlines too. When I flew American Airlines from Houston, Texas to Panama, Central America, then to Bogota to be with Karina, they fed me a fantastic dinner and a fantastic lunch on American Airlines. Let me see here. Let's go down. Denise is talking to Sharon. Persekian. Sharon Denise Persekian. Nice. The flight to Nigeria is a nightmare, and the food service is cruel and unusual. Yeah, on Delta, who knows what they're serving you for lunch, right? Okay. Let me see. Sharon to Denise, I'm sorry to hear that. Take my advice and go Turkish Airlines. My first trip to Turkey was Delta, and it was a total nightmare. I rest my case. Denise Jefferson, will do, Diego, whatever it takes to get him here. Denise, check into Turkish Airlines, listen to Sharon, and then find out if you can pay cash for the plane ticket. If you can pay cash, wire him the money plus about 20%. So he's got money for food and stuff that could happen at the airport. You know, he wants to buy you a little magnet, a souvenir magnet from Nigeria to put on your fridge in Utah. You know, that's what I would do. Sharon is talking to Denise. Check out Hopper for tickets. Look at this. You guys are learning so much on this channel. I'm learning new stuff. Miguel Gonzalez. Saludas, prima.
Hola, Miguel.
Es Miguel.
Sí.
Ah, Miguel. ¿Cómo estás, Miguel? ¿Tú bien? ¿Tú día bien? Hola, Diego. Un abrazo. Gracias, Miguel, para un abrazo. Para ti también.
Saludos.
Miguel, mucho gracias para abrazo. That's a hug in Spanish, guys, and that's Miguel. That's Karina's family. Okay, in Venezuela or Colombia. Okay, okay. Now, Courtney Johnson, I will send an inquiry. Would I still submit I-129F? Is it too late? On an IR1 filing online, you submit the I-130. It's not too late to submit the I-129F, and it's a CR1 visa. It was either, so you've been married longer than 2 years. So IR1 is -2, so CR1. No, it's not too late. You're good. Jason Mabry, I will never use Turkish Airlines again. Worst customer service, and the 20+ layover is crazy. My best experience was with KLM. Now, KLM Airlines is Dutch Airlines, right? KLM isn't that Dutch Airlines? When I was in Italy, I was in Sicily, Italy. I flew Dutch Airlines to Malta. I wanted to go to Malta on vacation. I've been to Malta in the past, and so I was in Sicily, Italy, and I flew KLM to Valletta, Malta, and I had a vacation in Malta. And then from after my vacation in Malta, I flew KLM Airlines from Malta to London, and I spent a month in London and had a vacation there. But it rained every day in Malta. I mean, excuse me, it rained every day in England, but it didn't rain at all in Malta. In Malta, it was like 90 degrees. I went swimming. And you had a 20-hour layover. Well, you know, if you book a plane ride that's got a 20-hour layover, that's on you, Jason. Come on now. Let me see here. Jason, come on, Jason. Bud Garcia, I fly Eva Airlines to go to Thailand. It's a very good flight. Yeah, so you've been married less than 2 years. Okay. No, Courtney, you're good. You've been married less than 2 years. You send an inquiry and do a follow-up on your I-130, okay? Check on that. Or your I-131. Do a check on that. Find out what's going on. And Sharon Denise Persikian to Jason Mabry. I've had nothing but great experiences with Turkish Airlines. I took KLM from Amsterdam to Istanbul. Now I went to Holland. I flew from Sicily, Italy to Amsterdam on KLM, and they left my luggage in Amsterdam. Well, that's not good. But I never check luggage when I fly. The only time I ever checked baggage was when I flew from Bogota to Miami with Karina. And there's just no chance that they can mix up the luggage. It's just one plane ride from Bogota to Miami. How could they mess that up? But every time I fly, I always carry, I only travel with carry-on. I just travel with carry-on. That's it. I squeeze everything in a carry-on. I don't check my baggage. Because when I flew from what was it? I flew from Pensacola to Bogota, and I had to do a change of planes. I flew from Pensacola to Houston to Panama City in Panama, and then I got to Bogota, and they held onto my luggage for 5 days. I didn't get my luggage for 5 days, and I was only in Colombia for 7 days. Let me see. Sharon's talking to Jason. Sharon Denise Persikian. KLM Airlines is owned by Delta. Well, go figure. Tom F. Diego, I believe you said you put Karina on the bills, all of them. Mm-hmm. But I think you said you will soon change her name on the bills when she arrived, well, with her pre-married name. No, Karina's last name is my last name. Karina's last name is my last name. on all the bills, the trash bill, the water bill, the electric bill. Everything is in Karina's name, is my last name. The only thing we have to update is her social security card. We got her social security number, okay, on her I-94 form, which means she had to use her maiden name to get her social security card, which is no big deal because I couldn't put her on my bank without her social security number. Once we get the work permit from immigration, the EAD document, we will go back to Social Security office, and then we will change her name to my last name on her Social Security card, and they will mail her a new Social Security card. Let me see here. So Karina's last name is my last name, Karina Ross, and she's on all the bills. And I waited a month before we filed for the green card because I want some of those bills to come in with her name on it to show that she lives with me and that she's part of this family group, right? She's my wife. Jason Mabry, to each his own. I will not use Turkish Airlines due to getting food poisoning, long flights to Africa. Glad your experience was better than mine. Well, I had bad experiences with Delta, but that doesn't mean that Delta Airlines is going to have a bad experience for somebody else. Every time I flew Delta Airlines, I was always a problem. The plane was delayed. They couldn't find a pilot. They couldn't find a flight crew. They didn't have enough flight attendants. They ran out of gas. The plane was too heavy. They had to take some baggages off. They had to take some cargo off the plane. So we sat for an extra 2 hours while they unloaded the plane because the plane was too heavy to take off. Who does that? Who does that? Right? So my friend said, fly American Airlines. And I flew American Airlines and never had a problem. Never one time. Always leaves on time. They always have a pilot. They always have a co-pilot. And they always have gas in the tank. So, I mean, what can I say? Tom F. Karina is on all the bills using my last name. Let me see. Jason Mabry. Hang in there, Jason. Hedrex Soldado of Christ Fire. Hey, guys, does my wife and my daughter have to take the COVID-19 shot? If you want a green card, you're going to have to take it. Not to leave the country. You don't have to have COVID vaccination to leave the country you are living in right now. Okay? If you want to fly from Bogota, Colombia to the United States, you don't get checked for COVID at the airport, whether you're an American citizen or a foreign national. But when you apply for the green card, they want to see complete vaccinations, including COVID. You got it? All right. You said thanks. You got it. Hedrex, I just saved you a nightmare, right? Because if you submit your green card application without vaccinations and a medical exam, especially if you don't include COVID in it, you ain't going to get your green card. And I'm out of Mountain Dew. Larry, I drank it all. But it was good. Karina's kicking me under the table. She's like, don't do that. I said, okay, I won't do that again. Okay, Hedrex, Soldier of Christ Fire. To get the green card, you got to have the COVID vaccination. To leave the foreign country, well, I don't care what country it is in the world, when you enter the United States Border Patrol immigration, whether it's in Atlanta, Miami, San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, Seattle, I don't care where it is. You don't get asked for COVID. Jason Mabry, still waiting on appointments to be available in Accra, in Ghana, priority date 12/29/2022. Priority date. How did you get a priority date with a K1 visa? There's no priority dates on K1 visas. K1 visas, there's no priority date. They're irrelevant. It's irrelevant. A K1 visa is infinite. There's no cutoff date for a priority date for a K1. Okay, there's no cutoff. If you meet somebody, you want to marry them, you file the K1 visa, and you just wait your turn in line. There's no priority date. There's a priority date for mom. If you want to bring mom over, you want to bring dad over, you want to bring your cousins over, your brothers, your sisters. There's a priority date. Larry Piercy, all that Mountain Dew, no way. No, I didn't drink all the Mountain Dew, Larry. If I drank all that Mountain Dew, I would sleep. I would stay up for 5 days doing live streams. You know, one of my favorite radio persons was Art Bell. Art Bell lives in Nevada. He lived in Nevada. He was married to a Filipina. His first Filipino wife died. So then he went back to the Philippines. And then he met another Filipina. And he filed a K-1 visa. All right. And he flew back to Nevada. His K-1 visa got denied. So he went back to the Philippines. He married her. And then he filed for the spousal visa. His spousal visa got approved. And he brought it to the United States. And he lived in Nevada. He passed away 2018. He was a radio host. Fantastic. He did coast to coast. Fantastic radio host. Married to 2 Filipinas. Went through the K-1 visa process twice. And went through a real hard time with immigration. Okay, he ended up living in the Philippines like 6-8 months. But he got it done. And then he had 2 kids with his beautiful wife from the Philippines and from Manila, I believe she was from. And then he passed away. And he stayed up 5 days doing his radio show. He's got the world record for doing a radio show 5 days, 5 nights straight. So I'm pretty sure he had Mountain Dew under his desk. Jacob Wisdom. Hi, Diego and Karina from Jamaica. High five. Tom F. When did Karina change her name to yours? After the wedding. Yeah. We got married on the beach in Florida, right? And then we went to the Social Security office, got her Social Security number, and then I called up all of the services. I called up the trash. I wrote letters, actually. I wrote a letter to the water company. I emailed the trash company. I wrote a letter to the gas company. I put her on all the bills. And using my last name. That's easy. It's easy to do. And then when you file for the green card, you fill out, when she filled out the green card paperwork, she used my last name, Karina Ross, as her name for the green card. And then underneath that, it said, what was your name in the past? And she put her Karina, her maiden name. If you need help, guys, with this adjustment of status paperwork, let me know. Let me know. I'll help you with it. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free info, guys. Hedrax Sodiero of Christ Fire. On the marriage certificate, my wife's name is still the same. That's okay. Same for Karina. That's fine. But the customer guy said it's fine. That's what I just said. When do I do the change? Like Social Security card, the bills. I can change my wife's last name to my last name. Here's how you do it. Hedrax, listen up. When you file for the green card, you're going to use your last name and your wife's first name and her middle name. Wife's first name, wife's middle name, your last name. Then on the green card application, it's going to ask you the 485. Has your wife used any other names besides this one? Yes. And this is where you put her first name, her middle name, and her maiden name before she married you. That's how you do it. Then the green card will come in with her first name and your last name. So she takes your last name the day you got married, if she wants to. Don't worry about what the marriage certificate says. On our marriage certificate, it says it's got Karina's maiden name, but it's irrelevant because she took my last name. I called up. I sent a letter to the gas company. I said, "Hey, Karina Ross, I need to put her on the bill." Okay, boom. Then the bill came in 2 weeks later. Karina Ross was on there with me. That's how you do it. It's easy, guys. Don't overstress it. But with the Social Security card, if you want to get the Social Security card right away, it's going to be in her maiden name because she is still under the I-94, the 90-day window, okay? But when you file for the green card, include an EAD document in there, include a work authorization document, employment authorization document. When you get the EAD card, go back to Social Security and say, look, when Karina gets her authorization to work in the United States, it's a temporary work permit till she gets her green card. We go back to Social Security and we say, look, she got her work permit, update her Social Security records. So they will then go into the computer and change her last name to my last name and send her a new Social Security card. It's easy peasy, pudding and pie. Even a caveman can do this. Come on, guys. Larry Piercy, why did he get his K-1 denied? because his wife just died, and he got married like a week later. And immigration just said, "Wait a second, your wife died last week, and you're getting married to a new Filipina this week. What's up with that?" So they didn't like that. But he said, "Hey, hang on a minute, hold on a second. I marry whoever I want." He's a famous guy, and he was very famous in the United States. So he flew to the Philippines. He lived with her for like 6, 8, 9 months, a year, I think. They got married. And then after living together for a year, with all that evidence that they'd lived together for a year, he refiled the visa as a spousal visa and got approved. But he did something stupid. His wife died yesterday, and he marries another lady tomorrow. You don't do that. That's not good. Immigration don't like that. Headrax, do you understand what I just explained? How to do this? You know how you just call up the utility companies and put your wife's name on there as your last name. That's what you got to do. And then the bills will come in with her name with your last name. And then you include those bills in the green card application. Retro rock and roll. Hey, Diego and Karina, do you know how long it takes to receive interview appointment for biometrics for adjustment of status? Well, it took us a week. It took us 6 days. Karina got her text message that they had received her green card application. Then she got a letter in the mail saying that a biometrics was going to be scheduled for her. And then the next day she got a letter saying the biometrics was scheduled for next week. So it took 7 to 10 days. That's pretty quick. Jason Mabry, on the travel docs, it asked for a priority date for K1 filing. So that's the K1 filing date, not a priority date. There's a big difference. A priority date is issued to a person who's waiting for grandma. Okay? That's what a priority date is. It's got nothing to do with the K1 visa. So you're going to put the K1 visa filing date in there if it's requested. Courtney Johnson, he was fantastic. Would listen in Los Angeles. So Courtney, you used to listen to Art Bell, right? Art Bell's he was a great guy. I mean, he raised thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars and got orphans out of Saigon into the United States. I mean, he was a fantastic radio host. He lived in Nevada, and he's a fantastic human being. Let me see here. Larry Piercy overdosed on Mountain Dew, the radio guy. No, he was sick. He was very sick. Larry Piercy, why can't I change her last name on the marriage license? Because that's state law, Larry. It's state law. When you fill out a marriage license, okay, you are not technically married until you do the ceremony, right? So you go in and apply for the marriage certificate. You guys are not married. Then you get married, then you guys are married. But the marriage certificate's going to have your maiden name of your wife from Thailand on it, not her last name. Don't overthink this stuff, Larry. You live down the street, man. Come on. You're right down the road. You're in a different county, but if you listen to me, you're going to be perfectly good. You're going to get through this. Bud Garcia, have a good night. I have to do some more yard work. Thank you for all the answers, Diego. Okay, Bud, Bartro, necesito trabajo en el jardín. All right, Bud, get your yard work done. Larry Piercy, will I sign my divorce papers on June 6th and file for K1 on June 27th? Well, you're good. Don't worry about it. Let me see, because that was something you had to do. Kalkidan Kaishian. Hello, Diego. Did the embassy also send you a packet for the I-134 form? No, because I was only asked to bring beneficiary information. Depends on the embassy. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia needed my I-134. I filled it out on a computer right here. I printed it right here. I signed it right here, put it in a folder, and I flew to Bogota, Colombia, and gave it to Karina with my tax returns, tax transcripts, W-2s, 1099s, no W-2s, only 1099s, pay stubs, bank statements, 12 months worth, and a letter from my boss saying I have permission to live in Colombia for all this time and etc. And they took the I-134, they took my last tax return, they took the 1099, they took the bank statements, and Karina was bang, boom, bang, bitty bing. She's right here. But that depends on the embassy. Retro rock and roll. I meant the interview after having biometrics done. Okay. Karina had her biometrics in Bogota, Colombia on November 9th. And she had the visa interview on November 16th. So that's what? 9, 10, what's that? 7 days. 7 days. 7 days. Jason Mabry, I'm beginning to think Ghana is wanting the visa appointment fees to expire so they won't have to pay the visa fees again. I don't think so. I think the embassy in Ghana needs to hear from your U.S. senator and they need an investigation done. That embassy needs to be investigated by the U.S. Senate. Your senators, Ren S., you, Jason Mabry, everybody, need to get on them. I don't think they're trying to take the visa fees again. You know, it's only $265. I mean, it's not that much. I don't think that's the reason. I just think they're lazy. Denise Jefferson, Diego, I'm posting a link here for all of the Nigerian applicants, but my guess is YouTube may be blocking it as you have skipped it twice. Can I email it to you to deliver on a future live stream? Most definitely, Denise. YouTube are probably blocking the link. Okay, YouTube will block that. They won't let you post it. Okay, so just email it to me, and then I'll put it out there. Larry Piercy, listen. You listen. That's good. You listen. You got 2 of these, right? 1 of these. You know, I'm going to help you, Larry, get your Thai wife, future wife, to America. And before you mail in your green card application, let me go over it and review it for you. Let me check it. Okay. Jesse Hughes, hey, Diego, how's it going? It's going good. Anyone know about the status of sent your case to State Department for visa processing? Doesn't say approved. You just got to, you know, I quit looking at SEAC information, State Department information. It's all irrelevant. All you need to worry about is schedule the visa interview, pay the visa fee, schedule biometrics, go to the visa interview, and wait for issued. That's all you got to worry about. Everything else is irrelevant. Refused, approved, in process, in transit, ready status. Forget about all that. All you got to do is schedule the visa interview, pay the visa interview, schedule the biometrics, and wait for issued status. Let me see here. Chris Foley, hi Diego. How long does the medical appointment take in Bogota? Took all day. I stayed all day with Karina at the doctor's office on the 9th floor of the doctor's office in Bogota. And then my battery died on my cell phone, so I couldn't play on my cell phone. So I just looked out the window. It was a beautiful view. And I had enough battery left on my phone, and I made a little bit of video about the view from the 9th floor of the medical office in Bogota, Colombia. And I used it in some of the videos. It took all day. I'm like, but it is what it is. Retro rock and roll. I meant the biometrics my wife had here in the U.S. I heard after she has biometrics done in the U.S., there's an interview, then you'll receive your green card. Here's how it works. If you submitted a super duper fantastic green card application that was so powerful, immigration is going to just mail the green card to your beneficiary's house, your house. If you put together a green card application that was super strong, super strong, that gave immigration absolutely no doubt in their mind that you guys are in a real relationship, they're not going to waste their time scheduling a visa interview for you. They're too busy. They're just going to mail you the green card. But if you submitted a green card application that was just marginal, it was a C+ green card application, C+, B-, you're going to ask to go to another interview in front of an immigration officer. Okay? But it depends. It all depends on your green card package. I submitted a green card package that was so strong, there's just no way they're going to waste their time interviewing Karina again, in my opinion. But then they could. I say that now. They may do that. It all depends. We're just going to wait. Let me see. So hang in there, Retro Rock and Roll. Ren S, I thought there's no priority date for K1. There isn't. There's no priority date for a K1 visa. Jason Mabry, long ago, there was a fake embassy busted in Ghana. Did you hear about that story? No, I had no idea about it. Larry Piercy, Roadhouse, here we come. Man, I tell you, that prime rib, Larry, was awesome. And we appreciate you. Karina, great. We appreciate you. Karina and I both appreciate you buying Karina dinner, you know. But more importantly, we saved your skin on your K1 visa application. Number one, that's most important. And the second thing is we got to make sure we get your green card application filled out strong. So it's all good. So there's no issues, no RFEs, none of that. All right. And where is Denise? Where is Francois Livingston? Get on the live stream. Ren S, we did submit the letter to Ted Cruz. Very good. About time. It took long enough. Money is money, and there's no reason to give free money when I work hard for due to embassy not allowing us to book an interview. That's when you file a lawsuit. You can file a federal lawsuit against the embassy. I will email Ted Cruz office my case information Monday. Very good. Ren S, you're getting proactive. You're listening to the old Diego, right? I liked your style, Ren S. You're getting, instead of the Kleenex box, now you're getting into the ammo box. Good job. Jacob Wisdom, if I did my medical in November, then its expired date would be in May. November, December, January, February, March. You're good. That's exactly right. And listen up. If you had your medical exam in November, that's when the K1 visa start date commences also. Karina had a medical exam on November 8th, right? Ocho? She had her medical exam November 8th in Bogota, Colombia. That's when the K1 visa clock started. Why do I say that? Well, you can't enter the United States on an expired medical exam. So let's suppose you got a K1 visa that's good for another 2 months. But your medical exam's expired. The Border Patrol won't let you in the country. My K1 visa is perfectly good. I got 2 more months to go. No, your medical exam's expired. Can't come in. When you get your medical exam, that is when you start the clock on your K1 visa timing out too. Very important information right there, guys. Chris Foley, another question. How far is the doctor's office from the airport in Bogota? It's about 20 minutes. ¿Cuánta distancia para América en el aeropuerto de Bogotá to América?
¿Cuál médico? Hay dos. ¿Cuál?
No, América 9 Pisa. Distancia, edificio médico.
Doctor Denise.
¿Ah?
¿Con el doctor Denise?
Sí, mi amor. Distancia, aeropuerto América.
1 hora, 40 minutos. 40 minutos, sí.
45 minutes. It's 45 minutes. Retro rock and roll. Wait a second. Wait. Jesse Hughes, this Chris Foley, 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. Jesse Hughes, how can I schedule a visa interview when I have a no NOA2? You can't. Or applicant number. I'm asking about the status because I got the status update, but then they received my RFE received update 2 days later. You got to have an NOA2 letter. The NOA2 letter you got to include in your green card application. You got to bring the NOA2 letter to the visa interview. Where's your NOA2 letter? Retro Rock and Roll. Diego, you are the best. Thanks for that info. No problem, Retro Rock and Roll. That's why we're here. We're here for you. This is your channel, guys. Karina's already here. She got a biometrics next week. We're good. We do this for you guys. Ren S, keep me waiting and let my fee expire. Not if you sue them. Federal lawsuit. That'll stop that. In spite of Ted's office looking into my case. File a federal lawsuit. It's what, $400 to file a federal lawsuit against the embassy in Ghana? They don't like that. Jason's talking to Ren S. It's been over a week. I contacted Ted Cruz, no word. Just got an email confirming they got my information. You're moving, you're advancing. Denise Jefferson, Karina, pregunta para ti. No, I have gained 5 pounds since we got approved on Tuesday. How do I control this so I can get into my wedding dress? Pregunta para ti, Denise. cuerpo es más gordo, con mucho comida. So, señor, continúa, gordo. Pregunta para ti. Cuando yo usa mi boda de mi vestido.
No lo sé.
She said she don't know, Denise. She's not sure.
No lo sé.
But don't worry about it, okay?
No, pero igual me queda. Hoy, mañana.
She said today or tomorrow, she said, you'll be all right. Don't worry, she said, Denise, she said, you'll be fine. That's a little bit of weight. It's all good. Larry Piercy, you're the only one that will talk to me. Larry, what do you mean I'm the only one that will talk to you? You're a Marine, I'm Navy. Of course I'm going to talk to you. You're a veteran, I'm a veteran. All right? Ren S. and the slots to book on the website. Jason Mabry. You can also call Ted Cruz at his Austin or Washington office. You can do that. It might be faster. Retro rock and roll. Whoa, look at that. I can't give you a Mountain Dew salute because I threw the bottle over there. I drank it already. But just imagine there's Mountain Dew right here. Mountain Dew salute for retro rock and roll. Thank you, retro rock and roll. We appreciate it. Let me see. Ren S., you got to calm down. Listen to me, Ren S., calm down. Chris Foley, how many questions did they ask for their interview in Bogota? They asked Karina 11 questions. 11 preguntas. She got 11 questions.
Doctor, como 20.
The doctor asked her 20 questions. The doctor asked her 20 questions. The immigration officer, the consular officer asked her 11 questions. But remember, Karina's from Venezuela, who's been living in Colombia for almost 6 years. So they were a little bit more strict with her. But she's nothing bothers Karina, okay? She's like totally laid back. She's like, what else you got? You got any more questions? Más preguntas para mí, por favor, yo espero.
Doctor, sí, como 20.
The doctor asked her a bunch of questions.
Sí.
Ran S, when you call his office, when you call his staff, directs us to their website so you can download the case release forms. That's right. Jacob, wisdom, thanks. I'm waiting on my son, which his interview is next week. No problem. So after that, we wait to pick up his passport and then travel. That's the goal. Larry Piercy, does it actually say NOA2 on the letter? Yes. It says NOA2. Do you know what NOA stands for? It stands for Notice of Action. Notice of Action 1 is you paid the right fee and you didn't mess up the paperwork when you submitted the K-1 visa. NOA2 is Notice of Action 2, which means your visa got approved at USCIS. Now it's going to the MVC for a case number. Then it goes to the embassy. That's it. That's the process. Denise Jefferson's LOL. Denise, Karina's eating all this good American food, okay? She loves the American. She loves the Hardee's breakfast and the hamburgers, and she loves it. American food. She loves it. All right. But she does. She's telling me she exercises, and it's good. But I don't care how much she weighs. I don't care. Honestly, I don't. I just care about her heart. She's a good person. Karina, mi vida. René, seems like if one's trying to get a straight answer about Ghana's embassy, your case gets the runaround. Okay, well you can stop the runaround with a federal lawsuit. The moment the U.S. ambassador at the U.S. embassy in Ghana gets subpoenaed because he's not doing his job to process K-1 visas, guess what? He starts processing K-1 visas because he doesn't want to get fired by the State Department. Larry Piercy to Denise. Down here, we wear shorts. That's true. Retro Rock and Roll, thank you for the super chat, okay? We appreciate you guys on the super chats. Ren S, to me, this but beyond nonsense that you, Jason, me get into any info from the embassy. Okay. The secret to success is patience, okay? And you got another few months to go, Ren S, on the embassy in Ghana. But if you want to get it done like tomorrow, sue the embassy. I don't know how much it costs to file a federal lawsuit, $400. Contact the federal courthouse where you live. You live in Texas. Call the federal courthouse and ask them, how much does it cost to file a lawsuit against the U.S. Embassy in Ghana? They'll tell you how much. Go down there, get the paperwork, pay the $400, and file and subpoena the ambassador of the U.S. Embassy in Ghana. See what happens. you can do is see what happens, right? Jason Mabry, Denise, lots of chai seeds and avocados. Avocados.
Avocado.
Karina agrees.
Rico.
Ren S, wear black, it hides the extra weight. Karina, Ren S to Denise. Usa ropa negro and then no mira cuerpo. Karina's laughing at that, Ren. And it makes you look thin. Black, negro makes you make cuerpo muy pequeño. Jason's talking to Ren. Denise talking to Jason. Ren S, but would like if you could, so I can help keep in contact. Keep in contact with each other, guys. Help each other through this. With Jason and Ren S, you all need to help each other. All right? Denise Jefferson to Larry Piercy, wish me luck. I didn't have the discipline that you Army guys possess. Military discipline. You go to sea for 6 months. You watch the guys on the ship, and they're counting days. We've been at sea for 6 days. Man, and 7 days, 8 days, 9 days at sea. What's up with that? And you got another 200 days to go. When I deployed on a Navy ship, I didn't count days. Every month, when a new month started, I take off my bull cap and I get some white out and I paint a little line in my bull cap. Another month has passed. I didn't count days. I counted months. Deployment, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months? I just counted months. Those guys that were counting the days were losing their minds. They would be in bed. They'd be up at 2 o'clock in the morning, sweating and worried. Oh, man, I got another 3 months to go. Well, then why did you join the Navy? You should have joined the Air Force. If you joined the Air Force, it would have been different. You would deploy in the Air Force too, but you don't go on a ship. You go to a base like in South Korea or somewhere like that. All right, guys, I've been talking for 1 hour and 26 minutes and 40 seconds. Karina's hungry. Denise is talking about food. So we're hungry now. Denise is talking about food. We're hungry. So guess what we're going to have for dinner? Hamburgers. Karina's going to make some hamburgers. Today's Saturday. We'll see you on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. All right. Tomorrow is Sunday. Relax. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Just enjoy your weekend. What's left of your weekend. Sleep in tomorrow. Go to church. Go to your mosque. Go to your synagogue. Do whatever. And don't worry about immigration. If you just and Francois Livingston, I don't know what pity party you're having, but I need to know what's going on with your RFE so I can help you. Chris Foley, how long does the biometrics take to do in Bogota? 4 minutes, 27 seconds. She said biometrics is very close to the airport. It took less than 5 minutes. When you go to the biometrics in Bogota, Colombia, Chris Foley, you got to have your passport and the confirmation page of your DS-160. You take the DS-160 and you put it in the biographic page of your passport, close your passport, give it to the biographic person. They take your picture, take your fingerprints, they check all the information is correct on the DS-160, and you're done. And with that said, I'm going to eat dinner. I'm hungry. Denise has made me hungry with all this talk about food. See you guys on Monday.